Brunch culture.
We want to talk about faith. We want to talk about politics. We want to talk about race. We want to talk about pop culture. Literally, everything is up for discussion, and that's what brunch culture is about. It's about a thing. Feel real good. Wave your hands in the air and lick 2 shots in the air.
Brunch culture. Brunch culture. Brunch culture. Brunch culture. She's Lisa V.
And he's Randall Keith.
And this is another week of Brunch Culture, the weekly podcast where everything is up for discussion.
Yes, because it's a lot going on.
It's a whole lot. And I'm trying to wait for us to get there. Yeah, but it's just every week I think that the world is going to get better. And I always think that, you know what, because we pray, but we be praying. So
we be praying. We really do.
So I'm always saying like, you know what, we pray and, we stand in the gap and intercede for these people that we care about, even the ones we don't know, and we don't block their phone numbers. And, people just decide to do things that's like...
What?
Why are you on the plane? Why are you on the plane?
I sent Randall this article, and he's like, "Why do you keep sending me this stuff?"
I just because it's almost like it like ruins my faith in us as humans, right? Like I'm always like, you know what, we can overcome anything. So we grew up watching movies, and I watched Independence Day and Deep Impact and all these movies where it was like the world was about to end, but mankind just like stood up and fixed it. Why can't we just like why can't we stop doing the stupid things that we do?
You said keyword movies, scripted drama. This stuff is real. So I'm scrolling on my timeline like I do every day, just innocent bystander, and I see an article about a Delta flight. Someone is giving somebody fellatio, because I want to use the proper term, on a flight. And I'm thinking, why, first of all, why on a Delta flight would you be doing this mid-air from Detroit to LA?
But you thought it was a husband and a wife, right?
I thought it was a husband and wife, or at least they dating.
Yeah, like they've been in love for a long time. And you was like, you know what? Go ahead. Tell your story. Go ahead and tell your story. Because you probably going to tell a logical story.
And then, so I'm thinking, okay, there was a couple. This is a bad decision still. Right. But they had to know each other. But the article said, no, this is 2 strangers. A whole 48-year-old woman and a 28-year-old man.
48 whole years.
48.
Whole years.
She old enough, she could actually be our mother.
48 whole years.
And this is what you do on a plane with a stranger. Like, how do you even get to that point in a conversation on a plane that we're going to do this right now?
Excuse me, ma'am. I need my knob slobbed.
I don't even understand. Like, how do you even, I barely even talk to my neighbor on a plane. I say, hey, if they need to get up so I can get in my seat, I say, hey, I put on my headphones and see to my business. How do you, I don't understand how we got there.
So I didn't read the article. When you send it, I just didn't read it because I was like, this has to be, right? It's crazy and it's bizarre, but reading the headlines, I was like, it's a misconception. Like they had to be, they were dating, they were together, they haven't seen each other in a long time, right? And you know how, you miss this person so much. And it probably wasn't a lot of people on the flight anyway. They probably were in the back. So they were like, you know what? Let's just make it happen. Ain't nobody going to see.
I don't think that's ever a scenario anybody does, though.
But walk with me now. They were in the moment. That's what I was thinking, right? I was thinking they're in the moment and, they didn't know that the flight attendant was going to be in the back. They thought they actually had strapped up in their seat on the front, and it was during landing. That's what I said. It was during landing, so they were like, nobody gonna see. Let's just do it real fast. You telling me that these people were strangers? You telling me that somebody was 48? Like, how we got, like, head at first sight? Like, what is this? What's happening here? Like, this is where we're at. It's 2017, and we no longer have love at first sight. It's head at first sight. It's just like, you know what? Let's just, like, what's going on?
This is like the most bizarre story I've seen all week.
I'd say probably all month. Because
all year.
Strangers, though.
My whole life.
Right, because, no, think about it. It's strange. And, you know, you start thinking about, all right, now, this is a lot of, like, there's some risk involved in this, right? Like, so I don't know you. I don't know where you've been. I don't know the last time you showered. I don't know what your hygiene is like. You might have, like, some cavities. And it could be a lot of stuff going on. Like, how desperate did we have to be? Like, both of us had to be, like, I'm talking about, we ain't touched ourselves in 20 years. Because that's just, like, a level of, how you got there, yo? Like, I don't know. This makes me lose my faith in humanity. I always, again.
And the crazy thing is, it's not even these. They weren't even like in the back. I don't know where they were, but it was people around them because it was the people that reported them. It was like, bro, you're doing this around us, and they said it was kids and old people around. Like,
they had to be on a drug. That's what I'm gonna say. It was a drug. They were hallucinating. They were on like mushrooms or something, right? And like, I don't know.
They had exchanged drugs. That's just
it has
like
to be
it's
drugs.
A plane full of people.
It had to be drugs. It had to be drugs, and the people just looked like chairs. It had to be. There's no other reason for this. There's absolutely no other reason for this. Like,
they didn't show that picture. I would be really interested to see, you know, where they beautiful people or wonderful people, as my uncle said.
I don't even want to say nothing, but I'm just hoping. As somebody in my family would say, are they one of ours? Look, I'm just, because, you know, you feel a sense of like, dang, golly, nah. Next time I have a conversation, people gonna come to me asking me what I feel about this. Knowing doggone well why they asking me. Like, don't ask me this. I don't know. It's just, it's
with wonderful people. The beautiful people, I don't think we do this. I don't know.
I'm rejecting it. I'm not claiming them. I'm not. If it was, I'm not claiming them. I'm just not. Like, it's just,
if they are beautiful, you're gonna be like, we trade.
Yeah, I'm not. Not invited to the cookout.
Maybe it was interracial.
Even worse, because somebody should have knew better. Somebody, mama, let them know when you get in public, you act right. Somebody, mama, told them that.
But how many other times have they done something this crazy? This doesn't seem like something you do once. You worked your way up to this. Like, how many other things have you done?
You're diminishing my faith in humanity by telling me that this was not a one-time thing, that they were on some sort of substance where they weren't in control. That has to be the case. They just were not in control. I'm not accepting that these people actually did this knowing what was going on. They couldn't. No, I'm not doing it.
On the Delta flight, and I hope they clean those seats. I fly Delta regularly. I hope it's just too much.
I'm already disgusted. You know me. I'm already disgusted by public anything. Just in general, like, ugh. So to know that, like, you know, that's why I feel the way I feel about hotels, because I'm like, we don't know what they can do on here. Now I got to include airline, plane, chairs, seats.
They be like, you walk on the plane and got Clorox wipes. They be like, what you doing?
Clorox wipes, Lysol. I'm actually bringing my whole Clorox. I need this at the checkpoint because
you got a whole thing of gallon of bleach,
right?
It's like, what you just killed everything.
Look, I don't know. I really don't know. Well, you know what? Somebody else gave me hope for humanity this week. Slightly.
Wendy, wish you fail.
I hate you. I really hate you. I don't know why we're friends. I really don't understand why I'm friends with you.
So ignorant.
So, the fall that caused 1,000 laughs for me. And I'm just going to be straight up honest. I laughed off the raw video. I know a lot of people was laughing off of like the remixes and the memes and all this other stuff. The raw video had me rolling. And it simply because it didn't look real. Like,
yeah, I thought it was fake at first.
She was like, she's backing up. Like her left eye kind of got real swole. And then it like became unswole. Then she started like moving. And then all of a sudden she like fell down instead of falling back. And it was just real like, what's happening here?
Did she fall or she just dropped down gracefully?
I don't know.
They should have really panned out on that part.
The thing was, and what really made me say, and she was like, it wasn't a stunt. I'm like, yo, you came back with the same get up on. The whole get up.
Not gear.
The same.
Like she a transformer.
From the wig, the dress, the crown. Apparently all of this stuff, she was like the hair and the makeup and all of this stuff was making her high, right? Which is understandable, right? I don't wear wigs, so I imagine it's hot. It's a lot of hair, and she got lights and stuff. The reason that she fell, to me, makes logical sense. Watching her fall was like, and then her coming back with all that same stuff on was kind of like, now come on now, bruh. Like, I don't know.
Let us know what's really going on.
Yeah, like, I don't really know if this is a thing, like... I don't know. It was just, it was hilarious. And then, of course, the memes came out. And the Tootsie Roll one is my favorite. To the left, to the left. To the right, to the right.
I didn't see that one.
Baby, dip. I'm going to send you. That is my favorite one. That one is the best. Like, because literally they kind of like, it's like her backing up to the left. And then they like reverse it and she comes up to the right. And then the dip is when she fall. Oh,
wow.
It's hilarious.
I have to see that one.
It is amazing. It really is amazing. And so one of my friends was like, you are going to hell. Like, this is so wrong. And I'm like, look, I'm not saying I wish death on the lady. The lady ain't died. Like, obviously, if she would have died, I wouldn't have. Oh, gosh. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't have laughed. I wouldn't.
The way you paused.
No, because I'm pausing because I was going to say I wouldn't have laughed. But then I was like, well, realistically, I probably wouldn't have known she had died. But then I'm like, wait. But I hope nobody would have posted that video online if she died. Because, truthfully, I feel like people posted the video online because y'all knew we was going to laugh. I don't know, if anybody was as concerned as they say they were, this video would not have gotten posted. And you can actually hear when she first dropped, you can hear in the video somebody's laughing in the audience. Like, right before the whole, there's a person in the audience that's laughing. Somebody posted it out. Pointed that out to me on Instagram, and I was just I was cracking up. But yeah, Wendy Williams, she all right. She I was actually just the day before too. I actually texted
you like she failed, but she all right.
Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like because of the line, what she does, the line of work she's in, like she got to have a little tougher skin. Like she can't be sensitive about stuff like that. And I want to say, I don't know. I didn't watch her show, so I don't know if she was like negatively impacted by the internet making memes of her. I hope not. Cause my thing is, if you've made your entire career off of talking about people and being real hard on people, you gotta know that like when something happened to you, people gonna laugh. It's just that you just gotta know. You can't like, I don't know. You can't think of anything. You can't think, oh, people gonna be like, oh my gosh, well, we're just so concerned. Nah, like, you've become who you are based off of laughing at other people. So, okay.
Yeah. And so it's kind of hard for people to be sympathetic to her or empathetic because she goes in on so many people. That's like, I can't really I don't really feel bad for you in any situation.
Not at all. And I actually wanted to roast her. She was actually going to be my roast this week because I watched like a show. My mom's in town, so I was like watching the show with my mom, and she said something about her son getting dreads and referred to him as like mess. And then they like, the camera guy showed this guy in the audience that had dreads, and people were kind of people were laughing at him. I just didn't like it. It was like all annoying to me. So I don't know. She was actually going to be my roast this week. But then after she had her little faint situation, I was like, you know what? I'm going to let her live this week. We're just going to let Wendy Williams do her thing.
Yeah. It's so much craziness going on this week. The Kevin Spacey stuff is crazy. And, you know, as soon as it came out, and I was just like, the way he responded, I was just like, bruh, that's really what you're going to do?
Yeah.
Like, you going to come out the closet. Well, I don't even know I don't know what people thought his sexual orientation was. But that's the time you choose to tell us that you're gay. And then on top of that, you say, if I did anything to the 14-year-old, I probably was drunk and I'm sorry. He said it like it excused it.
Right. Like it wasn't a problem. What I was really annoyed with was that the whole like, let me tell you about my sexuality, and like, you know, I felt like, and although he didn't say that it was, I felt like the two were put together to kind of draw sympathy from people that sympathize with the LGBT community. It's kind of like, well, wait, I'm one of you, so don't go in on me. And then kind of like it kind of came across as if like, oh, well, because I'm gay, then this is something that probably is going to happen. It's like, nah, bruh, those two aren't the same. And don't try to make it to be the same. And like, say, address this by itself. And then later on, because why did you never felt the need to make this public statement before? Mm-hmm. You've been known for how long? You've been known for years, bruh. Like years, people have known who you are. Like, and even if it's like, okay, well, you know, during that time, this wasn't a thing. You play in the show House of Cards, where your character actively gets down with men with his wife. Like, so, bruh, like the fear of, oh, well, I just never had a safe space. I never had a safe space. Like, that hasn't been there altogether. So I felt like you strategically kind of brought these two things out just to kind of soften the blow, if you will, quote unquote.
Like that was going to change the story.
Yeah, like it was going to be like, oh, well, you know, this happened, but he's gay, so he's going through enough. Nah, bruh. Like, that's not it. That's not it. And truthfully, like, I was actually, and I'll be very honest, y'all, please don't roast me for this, but it's just because I really do like the show House of Cards. I saw just a headline, right? And I saved the article to my pocket app, and I didn't read it, but I was like, I hope this is a lie. Maybe it was like the New Yorker, or maybe it wasn't like a big time like publication, or one that I'm used to seeing that type of stuff from. So I kind of saved it and was just kind of like, I hope this is a lie, because I immediately said, there's going to be no more House of Cards. No. This is coming off of the heels of me like having just watched the series finale of Survivor's Remorse and thinking like, yo, why are they getting rid of all of the good shows? Why are all of the good shows going? Like, no. So I'm like, dang, I hope this is a lie. I hope this is not true. And then like I started seeing more stuff when I read the stuff, and I'm like, dang, man, like we always messing up a good thing. Like, and again, not to kind of like, you know, diminish or trivialize or make it seem like, you know, him sexually assaulting a 14-year-old wasn't a thing. I'm not trying to say that, but I'm just saying personally, truthfully, I was real concerned about House of Cards. And then like getting more information and then realizing that, wait a minute, hold on. Bruh's trying to make this a whole other thing as opposed to just owning up to his flaw and like being like, yo, you know what? I did that then, and I'm sorry, and I've since sought help. You know, I've asked people to hold me accountable or whatever it was that you did. Like, but to try to be like, oh yeah, you know, I apologize. I owe him an apology if I did that. And actually, I'm a homosexual too. What? Like, bro, like, what
Now he's checked himself into rehab because so many other stories have come out. Men have talked about. There was one in the UK. He said he exposed himself in front of him, and then when the guy didn't want to, do anything, he gave him his watch and was like, "Don't tell anybody." And it was like a $5,000 watch. And other guys that he worked in the acting, he was doing the acting school, and they said that he was known for trying to sleep with the young guys in there. So, and then House of Cards is saying that he sexually harassed at least 8 people on set and made the set a hostile work environment because of his advances towards people. So this is something I guess he's gotten away with so long. It's just like become a part of him.
It's time. Yeah, it's actually time for him to get his just due there. Because one thing that I have so many so many issues. I take so many issues with like the social media day and age and the internet. Like I don't always talk about how, it's a double-edged sword. There's so many great things that we get out of social media, and there's so many like not so great things that we get. But one of the things that I appreciate about this day and age and people being able to connect and share their stories and people being able to talk about it is these people that hold this power, these people that take their power and their influence and try to like silence people or just do whatever they want to without having a repercussion up to it. Those days are gone, bro. Like, you really can't, like, people really are connecting that, you know what, I'm not the only one. There's somebody else that's out there that will hear my story. There's somebody else that's out there that will have my back in this and that will support me in this. And I don't have to just accept that because you got money and power and fame and influence that, I just got to shut up and just sit by the wayside. Like, nah, you know what? Like, yo, you have to know that this is not a thing. And as opposed to what's interesting too is I feel like you see how these people respond, and the response is I haven't seen it be something that's like, I'm extremely remorseful. I want to get help or to seek help or to find a way to, right the wrong or whatever. It really is just kind of like, oh, I mean, well, yeah, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. And it's like, it only becomes a big deal when you start to lose your money, when you start to like lose things that you care about. And then now it's like, oh, well, I'm so sorry. But the saddest thing is I don't doubt that, like, after this stint in rehab and, things going on, people will find a place to open their hearts up, and he'll probably be on like an even bigger series or an even bigger star before, because he has that type of privilege.
Yeah, I hope not. He need to be in somebody's prison. Sound like it.
Yeah, 14-year-olds, bro. Like, for real.
No telling how many young guys he has hurt, and assaulted during his tenure in even before he got famous. Probably, this is who he is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just crazy. Somebody who actually apologized for something they did wrong in the public was Chrisette Michele on The Breakfast Club, people were going in and saying they didn't accept her apology. She only apologized because of what it did to her career.
That's true.
But I mean, the way Charlamagne had her look into that camera, that was funny to me.
Honestly, like, that was a little, like, I probably wouldn't have did that. Truthfully.
It was dramatic.
Yeah, I wouldn't have. The whole, like, look in the camera and being like, I'm sorry. I mean, it just seems so, like, cheesy and corny and staged that I don't know that helped the case in the end at all for me. I was just kind of like, oh, this is awkward. Can we fast forward this? Like, it was just real weird. Like, it's like, this is what the people want. Like, I was like, I don't really know. So what was interesting is I actually watched that interview today, with my mom. And so my mom was just like, do you think she was wrong? Again, my mom is like not really like a political head or just kind of that. She's like, I have my opinions, but I really don't engage with this kind of stuff. And she didn't even know the story. She's like, I didn't know what. I was like, yeah, she performed at Donald Trump's inauguration, and she was like, well, if she want to be stupid and do it, then that's her. Like, she's like, I mean, if that's what she want to do, like, why everybody mad at her for making like the choice that she want to make? And I was like, explaining to my mom, she's like, do you think that she was wrong? I was like, well, so here's the thing. Truthfully, I think that if that's what you want to do it and stand in that's what you want to do. And she mentioned it during the interview saying like, maybe it's a little egotistical, but I was like, my personal real problem with Chrisette Michele was not that she performed at Donald Trump's inauguration. My true problem was that she is saying that I'm a person that is with the people, that's of the people, that I've done all these things. She mentioned, being a part of supporting the Obama campaign and meeting with the Congressional Black Caucus and being with the NAACP and all of these other things, which are great. And she's like, I had 10 years of doing this. And it's like, cool, wonderful, great. So you're so in tune and so involved and you care so much about the people that when the people are telling you, hey, this is a problem, you should not do this, your response is, I'm going to sing a song and it's going to unite the nation. Goodbye. Like, no, like that's stupid for real. And I was explaining to my mom, my real issue is that she keeps saying that she's with the people, she's down for the people and all this other stuff. And I'm not going to, I don't believe in like saying that you're not a real supporter of black people, because truthfully, you might be supporting quote unquote black people, and it's a certain subset of black people, a certain type of black person, black people with the experience that you've had. The black experience is not one and the same. It's not universal. We all share some similar qualities or similar experiences, but based on our socioeconomic background, like we have different experiences in general, and so they don't all look the same. So maybe you represent somebody that's black. That's fine. Like that's cool. But when people are actively telling you, hey, this is a problem, and you keep hollering about how you just believe that if you stand up there and sing a song, it'll unite the nations. Do you realize that black women have been singing for years? People have been singing for years. And that's not going to stop a racist from being a racist, a bigot from being a bigot. Like, it's just not going to work. So the fact that you thought that you were going to be able to get on this stage and it was going to unite all of these people. And I think another issue that I had with that, which I was explaining to my mom, was that like, it almost came across as if you're a representative of us, right? Quote unquote, black people, black culture. So you believe that if you just stand on the stage where we're saying we ain't showing up, we're not going to be there, we're not watching, the people that are going to be there are there because they have to be. Like, it's because their career depends on it. It's a part of their job, or, the role that they're in, they have to take a nonpartisan, or that, honestly, not even a nonpartisan. They just have to check out of how they really feel about things and just show up and work. Like, those are the people that's going to be there. They really not really caring about what you're singing or if you're going to sing. Like, you should have, you basically saying that you're going to stand up there and sing. You're basically saying you guys need to hear my voice so that y'all can realize that we need to be unified. Well, we realize that. That's what we've always said, right? That's what we've been fighting for all these years. We are trying to bring us together. We're trying to be unified for everybody. If anybody knows or sees anything, is that if you can never deny that black people aren't open to stand up for other people, or to say that, hey, we will stand in solidarity with you, even though people that look like you, and when you get justice, you probably don't care about my justice. We continue to do that because we as people believe in like inclusivity, and we like bring people in and want to help them. You're telling us that you're going to sing to us and make us feel better. Bruh, why not use this opportunity to sing to them? And then she's like, oh, I had this Basquiat skirt on, and people didn't acknowledge I had this Basquiat skirt on because no. Did that stop the racist from being a racist? No. Like, did that change it? No. And so you having this idea or this thought that like you finna sing a couple words to a gospel song and it's gonna give the people that are oppressing others hope. Was you going to make them hopeful to oppress more? Honestly, you're fueling their fire. Well, here's this dummy that's going to come up here and sing for us in spite of. I guess
I wish he would just tell her she wanted or needed the money.
Yeah, and honestly,
because that's what it is.
And she kept saying, in the interview, she was like, that's not her thing, and she's never been strapped for notice she never said she's never been strapped for fun. She said she's never been strapped for performances. But even that, it's like, okay, true, we got that. But just
so if it was free, she would do it. I just feel. I mean, you gonna tell me that you would have performed at the inauguration for free? Then maybe if you tell me that with some conviction, maybe. But at the end of the day, I think it has to do with the dollar.
Yeah, and it's like and the reason that people go to that is because that's acceptable. I feel like everybody that I've talked to has said, like, look, you know what? I think it was stupid. I think it was wrong. But if it was a money move, you can't really argue with that. Like, honestly, like if you were going to get paid, what is it, the $750,000 they say she was getting paid to just sing a chorus twice or three times or whatever, be on the stage for 3 minutes, would you have done it? I'll be very honest and be like, look, if the bills was due and, you know, I got this whole lavish life or all these people that I'm taking care of, I would have had to take the L. Like, I probably would have been like, look, y'all, like this is going to be real bad. So I'm releasing an interview, a statement to be like, I'm just doing this for the money, yo. Like, or maybe I'm gonna do it and then come back and be like, you know what? So I had to do it for the money. Y'all judge me if y'all want to. Y'all. Here's my work. Here's my resume. Here's what I've been doing. I've been in these streets. I support our people. I give. But at this moment, I had to take one. You know, I had to rob Peter to pay Paul. We would have been like, oh, you know, it's cool. But she kept during that time being like, no, I'm gonna heal people. And me singing is gonna, like, heal. No, if I can be the voice that's gonna help reconcile our issues and move our country forward, then let me be that. Lady, come on, man. Like,
I would just be like, just tell me the truth and let me
cut the
let me think what I want to think. You did it for the money. That's what I think. If it was free, I doubt you would do it.
No, you
just
wouldn't.
Tell us. You did it for the money. We'll just be like, okay, you needed a bag. All right.
Right. You know, you don't dance no more. You out here making money moves.
I feel like that would have been more authentic. I just was like, that whole healing, I just wasn't buying it. But
I'm healing the country with me in this.
Because when I do gospel songs at my concerts, those are the most powerful ones.
Those are the ones that people respond to. So, and your concerts is a sea full of black people, girl. Like, because they're the ones that's listening to these gospel songs and going to church. Like, you're singing Mahalia Jackson and you thinking that Donald Trump is going to be, like, moved. Oh, okay. Because that makes sense. No.
Yeah, you did it for the money. It's, you know, sometimes we sell out for neat and stuff. It's okay. We've, you know, just...
Well, on a very much lighter note, and we need some positivity so we can believe in humanity on this. The iPhone 10 comes out this week. Friday.
I'm not getting it.
I'm not getting it either. I don't know why I'm excited about it because I'm really not. Like I'm protesting it. So, but I love technology. I love new technology. I actually was up until maybe like 2:00 in the morning last night, watching a bunch of hands-on videos that have been like released and put in sequential order. And
I feel like you're going to have it in 2 weeks. Once you get over this whole initial thing of how you feel about them knowing too much information about you, or what is it, facial recognition?
Yeah.
Once you get over that, you'll have it.
Y'all don't believe, like nobody believes in me.
No, I don't believe you. Because the fact that you continue to watch these things about it lets me know that you're gonna have it. No, I'm gonna look on Instagram and you're gonna be like, I gave in.
Nobody believes in me. This is so sad. So honestly, to tell myself that, you know what, here's the reason I really can't get it. I actually ordered 2 new cases for my current phone from Amazon.
I still don't believe you.
So I was like, now I got these new cases, so I gotta use these new cases. That's why I can't get the phone too. Like,
you gonna have it in 2 or 3 weeks. You're gonna be like, oh, I got it on the win. You're gonna get it on the win one day. You're gonna be like, just passing by the episode. I'm just gonna get this, and then you're gonna take a picture and be like, gave in, got the iPhone 10. You know it, Randall. You know yourself.
Real bad. It's so bad. So truthfully, it's been a struggle. I'll be honest. It's been a struggle. So like, I actually woke up at 2:45 for the pre-order. And I was like, I'm not going to pre-order. Like 3 of my friends were texting me about them pre-ordering, like, yo, what do I got to do? Or this says this, like, oh, and it's like, you pre-ordering? And I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Then why are you up? I don't know. And I swear to God, like, Lisa, I didn't set an alarm clock. I didn't set nothing. At 2:45, I woke up just naturally.
See, your body even knows you're going to buy it.
It was like, what? And I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. And so I didn't make the pre-order. And so then I was like, well, at first I was like, well, I didn't make the pre-order. I can't do it. Then one of my friends from Apple texted me and was like, yo, we're going to have like a good stock on Friday when it comes out. You should actually come. My mom and I are actually going to New York. So at first I was like, oh, I could do it. And I was like, nah. We got to go to New York. We got to leave early in the morning. I'm not going to get it. So I'm sticking.
You gonna get it.
My friends don't believe in me. You guys are, this is bad. Like, y'all supposed to be my friends. Y'all supposed to be like, you know what?
You gonna block our calls? Well, we'll get to that in our main dish. Y'all, yeah. Mimosas and orange juice. We'll be back for our main dish, and we'll tell you all about how to block people's calls.
You foolish. All right, guys, and we are back with our main dish, and as alluded to before the break, we have the how-to on how to block your friends' numbers, complete with a whole lead up, and like how blocking your friend numbers is actually not really that helpful. Like,
well, I misspoke because he didn't block. He just changed his number.
He changed his numbers. That's it. He changed his number because that's what friends do. What about your friends? Will you change your number? Because
they
call you up. Hey, oh.
So we talk about Tyrese, y'all, and y'all know Tyrese has been everywhere, literally on social media.
Unfortunately.
Yes, and he has really, this time on the last video we saw, for a minute told us why he had to change his number because of the negativity from his friends that were telling him he needs to stop posting all this stuff
and chill out.
And chill out. And and
they were calling him, right? His homies, his friends, his homeboys.
And I even saw DJ Envy was like, him and DJ Envy are cool. And DJ Envy's posted on his status like, hey, pick up. I'm trying to call you. I've been trying to call you. Pick up. Apparently, Envy probably ain't got the new number either. Because he say Envy got his kids. I'm just like, bruh, he made me think of Project Pat. Don't save him. He don't want to be saved. Don't save him.
He want to be saved.
Bruh, like, because we just said yesterday, he can't have any friends doing all this, but apparently
this is why. Bruh, yeah, he has friends. He's just changing his number so his friends can call him. Like,
they're about that negativity. They telling him his career gonna be over and he not gonna get his daughter if he keep doing all this. They're right.
Exactly. And so it's so bad though, because so we were just yesterday just talking about this and kind of being like, dang, you know what? Like, it was, dang, we feel bad for him. Like, you know, I hope he gets help because he probably honestly doesn't have anybody in his corner. First off, that he can talk to, and second off, that'll let him see like how problematic this is. Like, bruh, this isn't helping your case, right? So we are just kind of trying to be level-headed, logical people, right? Trying to approach things with some sense and be like, for somebody to kind of respond this erratically, they must really not have people in their corner. And it's real sad because, you know, he has all of these people around and he has to respond this way. And then you realize just from today, like, honestly, even in us preparing for the show and being like, yo, you know what, let's address this. I was kind of like, okay, we got to clown him because he deserves to be clowned. But at some point in time, we got to like be truthful about, hey, this actually speaks to some other stuff that maybe we need to talk about, right? And kind of go into the whole thing. And then bruh posted a video saying, I changed my number. What? Wait. How are your friends going to get to you now? Like, wait, you mean to tell me they're there? Like, there are people they've been calling you and like
calling you and people they know that are real close to you to try to get them to talk some sense into you.
And even in his response, and he's like, you know, y'all got to realize y'all got y'all kids. Well, bro, we have our kids because we're talking to each other. Like, because when we do something stupid, you know, your mans come in and be like, bruh, like, this is kind of stupid. This is actually making you look a fool. This is not helping your situation. Even if you are justified in these feelings and these emotions, this is not helping your case. And so when you listen to those friends, you too can be like those friends and have your child. Like, it's just like, I get it. And I get that that's a really touchy and tough subject. Like, I've listened to, I was listening to something they were talking about it, and they were basically just saying, like, you know, from a man's perspective, like, that's rough. That's one of the things that's really hurtful. Two of the guys had actually have gone through it themselves, like a custody battle over their children. One guy was like noting that all too often, you know, men are kind of looked at as inept just because there's a separation or there's a divorce, and it's automatically like the guy's fault. And so, you know, a lot of people just in normal bias kind of take that to mean that the man can't be the dad, right? And so they were talking about it from a place of like, yo, I feel bad for the brother because I'm sure he's really going through. I'm sure that video was like a burst of a number of emotions, and like he's right in feeling that way. However, what this looks like to the public, what this looks like to the lawyers, what this looks like to the people that have the power to make the decisions that if you will see your child or not, is it looks unstable. And so what you don't want to do is continue to make these videos or put yourself out as a person that is unstable, because then you really won't get your child, bro. And so it's like people know this, and one of the, you know, it was Ricky Smiley, and one of the people that was saying it was Jeff Johnson, right? And so Jeff Johnson was like, he's a brother, he's cool, like I know him. And so I just want to say to that brother, like, you know, we're praying for you, and I want us to realize the public of what else is going on and realize the other stuff that's happening, which is true. But bruh, we cannot cut off these people that have the knowledge, the people that's your support system. Like, you can't cut them off. Like, what you doing? Like,
and the crazy thing is, the reason I know that he's not thinking all the way in his right mind is because the video he put up yesterday where he was crying, which was like intense to watch. I was just like, what's happening? But I
texted you and was like, why the hell did you send me this? Like, why am I watching this?
The crazy thing is, it wasn't Facebook Live. And he said, oh my God, am I going to get in trouble for posting this? And I was just like, bruh, am I going to lose my daughter for posting this? And I'm like, it's not live. Like, you pre-recorded this and then posted it on Facebook. Like, before you post it, send it to your attorney and say, is this okay?
Just
like what is the thought process? And then he begins to say, Shay, I don't got nothing but a Shay. But in the same video, you told us you got a wife,
another baby on the way. Another baby on the way. That's when I checked out. You not have
nobody but her.
That's when I checked out, yo. That is when that's exactly when I pulled out my phone. I text you and was like, why the hell you got me watching this? Because this don't make no.
Got nobody in the world, and you just
and then you named two other whole human beings that were also there too. Like,
if I was his wife watching that, I'd be real offended. Like, what? I'm carrying a child and we married, and you say you don't got nobody else in this world but your daughter. Like this. Oh my God. I'm like, bro, you being dramatic.
I probably would have left to make it true. Well, sir, I didn't want to make a liar out of you, so I'm gonna get my things.
Not left to
we're not I don't want to make you a liar and look crazy out here in these streets, so I'm gonna get my things and we're gonna go.
So I feel bad for her because she was just a regular girl. She was a social worker, like not in Hollywood, in Atlanta, and just chilling. And she met him, and he swept her off her feet. And she's probably like, "Man, I met the celebrity. He's amazing." And now she in this. I probably would have been like, "Man, let me just go back to being a social worker."
Yeah, you know, I'll just. But so here's the thing, right? Because even going back like before this, so we've known that something has been going on with Tyrese, right?
Always giving us advice we didn't ask for.
Nobody asked for, and I think too my problem, like, so even like back in the way back then when he was like kind of became the advice guru, I remember hearing people say, you know, Tyrese, he be dropping some like good knowledge, right?
Where?
And so of course. Like, it's kind of some people that, some questionable people, I'll say that one person in particular is a bit questionable, right? And so I saw a post where she said that. And so I was like, well, I don't follow Tyrese. I like R&B music, so obviously I like Tyrese. So, okay, and I like Transformers and Baby Boy, so I'll see what he has to say. And as I'm following, I'm like, well, the stuff that he's saying is not like... It's not really philosophical. It's kind of just like basic tools to life, like kind of stuff.
And
that's
some
like,
of the stuff don't even make sense. He was saying,
and
like,
so it was kind of like
the rivers, because you know they did that Tyrese challenge, and it was making up stuff. It's like the rivers, and I'd be like putting on socks, and like I looked at the socks and thought, man, you know, feet. It just be so random.
Yeah,
like,
it was just like what's happening, right? Like I don't really understand what's going on, but you know, I followed like, well, let's get it. And I was like, well, you know what? I don't want to clown the dude. I'm just gonna say that, you know, some of this stuff, you know, every once in a while, because anybody can say something that's kind of like, well, I agree to that. Like, kudos to that. So you might like it a couple times, right? But it's not like oh my gosh, this person has revolutionized my life. It's like, well, these are good tidbits, probably for you to see. I don't know, maybe in the morning when you wake up and look at Twitter. Cool. And then I heard that he was like getting a show where he was like telling women how to get a man. And then I was like, okay, so wait, hold on, wait, stop thinking about this, right? So you've never actually tried to get a man, but then you're going to tell women that have extensive history in trying to get a man how to get a man? I understand that you are a man, but I think that maybe you could be more useful, kind of offering some advice of like, hey, here's how I view things as a man. You know, here's what like, it's kind of a general norm amongst my friends and I in terms of like how we view things and maybe what we don't get. So I can kind of answer some questions for you, but I can't teach you how to get a man. Cause like, I don't really know. Like, I've never actually dated a man. Like, what is that? How does that whole thing work? So then I was like, okay, all right. So we may have some problems. Fast forward to like most recently with this whole like, you know, The Rock, you finna get another job, then you taken away from my family and the food on my table. Then it was like, all right, bro, this is a problem. Like at this point,
like he act like The Rock went in there maliciously said, I'm gonna
like you got offered another job, right?
Like I'm gonna take food out his daughter's
mouth.
You
personally, that's the thing. You personally, not even like none of us can eat, or the whole cast and the extras, or you know, it's about the film. It's like you taking food off of my table. Me personally, like you getting another job is gonna take food off of like my. Like, bro, it's not. I wasn't thinking about you. Like, we cool, but like...
He was like, I talked to you and told you, don't break up the family. Don't break up the family. We already lost Paul. And I'm just like...
I love these reenactments, by the way. These reenactments are great.
I'm like, don't break up the family. Bruh, he was just... This is the first Fast and Furious movie he was in, the last one. He is not tied to y'all the way... First of all, and he's The Rock. Like, and this is business. Like, this isn't like...
Which is a whole entity. Like, his brand is a whole entity in himself.
And they said they approached him with this. Why would I turn down that role?
An opportunity for my family to eat. The very premise of what you are arguing for is like what you want me to do. Like, you want me to turn down, like, my family eating. Like, it just don't... And even if you felt so strongly about it, have the conversation with him personally, because you know what
he did. He said he wouldn't answer his phone call. You know what? It's funny. He doing the Rock. He doing the people like the Rock did him.
Exactly. Karma. Karma. In the same way, because like TGT, I think TGT stopped. They stopped being a group because of Tyrese.
Yeah, because Tank was saucy. He said he gonna dry out for a role in the Hobbs movie.
And so it's kind of one of those things that's like, bro, well, it's fine if you on the like superior end and you out here getting the money, but like when somebody else is doing it, now it's a problem. Come on, bro. Like we gotta play fair. Like you left those other two guys high and dry because you felt like you were the biggest star, because you get consistent movie roles, or, you know, more people know you have a bigger social media follow, whatever the reason was. You just felt like, hey, I don't need this. It's not right for me. I'm not willing to work through whatever we're going through. So I'm going to move on to bigger and better things. Well, this guy probably is doing the same thing, but what it sounds like, from just based on what I've heard from coming from like The Rock, or coming from The Rock just even not saying nothing to a lot of this stuff initially, it's kind of like, Brad, nobody never said I was not going to do another Fast and Furious movie. Nobody ever said, from my understanding, was that movie wouldn't happen. Me doing this film would push it back, but it honestly would probably even bring even more people into the franchise and interested in seeing this, because now I kind of have my whole a whole other thing that's happening, and now people want to see, how does that thing look, bringing the quote unquote family back together. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fast and Furious is on what, like Fast and Furious 34? Like, I feel like y'all got enough solid hardcore fans that they know, movie studios know that this is a machine that they can continue to milk. So if you just be patient, if you go on some other auditions, if you sing about,
he said nobody won't hire him, and I'm like, it's because of this.
Probably it. This is probably why, bro. This just might be it.
The emotionally erratic unstableness is like really on the 10. Like you've exceeded the level of emotion erratic behavior, and it's like then you have the nerve to post on Instagram yesterday that you are not going to be in the Fast and Furious movie if they're going to do Hobbs. Like, you're threatening them, like, oh, we're going to take $100 million man Rock over Tyrese.
If there's not a million other chocolate guys out there that will gladly take your spot, bruh. Like,
Shannon Sharp say he auditioned himself.
Right? Like, bruh, like, I don't really think that's gonna help your case. Like, I don't feel that nobody in the studios gonna be like, oh my gosh, call somebody. Tyrese he's threatening to bail. Please stop it. We can't find any other black guys. They're out there. Like, especially
because I don't even know if Fast and Furious I'm not into the series. Is it that tied to the people in it, or is it the cars and the stuff in it that makes the movie?
I really think I only remember seeing like the first two. After that, I just felt like it was a lot. So, but it really is about, like, you know, the action of it, the cars, the tricks, and I think you have your staple people that people are used to seeing. But I think what we have seen, and I mean, this is life in general, for the most part, everybody's replaceable, and they will find a way to finagle and to work, you know, someone out to work somebody else in and put somebody else in that superstar role. So it's like, bruh, you gotta know, you complaining that somebody taking food off your table, but then you're also threatening to walk away from the food that will possibly be on your table. Like,
sabotaging yourself. And like Kevin on stage said, they could just go get Bow Wow. He was in Tokyo Drift.
You know,
Fast and Furious.
I'm not gonna do that.
They could go get Shy Moss and put him in there. He probably on the jet right now.
I am not going to do this with you guys. We're not doing it.
They could go to the nearest airport. He probably at ATL airport getting off of Spirit Airlines right now. They could get Shy Moss on there and be like, he coming from Tokyo Drift. It'll be right there. He the black guy that replaced him.
I'm not. I'm not doing this with you guys.
Did you cover your mouth and not laugh?
Yeah, we're not. No, because I'm not laughing at Bow Wow because he's a legend, and that's just it. You guys will respect the legend.
Wow.
He's
him and B2K.
B2K. Apparently, the one guy, the guy that's on Love and Hip Hop, was like, no other group has ever done what B2K did.
I saw that clip, and I was like,
well, what did they do? I mean, I understand that B2K was, really popular, but it was kind of like a teen heartthrob phenom. Like, did they really like break records? I'm not well versed. I'll have to ask some people, but I don't. Because he was like, yeah, no other.
Was that J Boog or Lil Fizz or Raspy?
I don't know. They was all light skinned. One of the light skinned ones. I don't know. But he was like, yeah, I saw the clip and I was like, wait, what?
But Raspy won a reunion, and Omarion won everybody down, but Omarion. I guess Omarion.
Yeah, that's what that was the clip that I saw. He was saying like, I guess Omarion won't answer his phone calls either. So
people out here just not answering.
Not answering phone, changing numbers and just screening calls. I mean, that's just what it is. I don't know.
But back to Tyrese, because we still don't know why. Jeez. And he's such. See, this bothers me because I really love his singing. Like, I really enjoy his voice.
He's a talented guy.
Yeah.
He's one of those. Yeah, he's one of those people that.
Are you gonna up and leave me? I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it. We all actually simultaneously sang it to ourselves in our head, so I think we were good on it. The whole feature. Yeah, it's good. I'm just but honestly, I had a lot of hopes for him too. I remember hearing his story, right? And I remember you remember his commercial? I think it was a Coke commercial.
Commercial.
Yeah, he's like on the bus singing. That commercial is like it's classic. That's a real classic. So, and him going from, having nothing, kind of trying to make his way, kind of coming up and singing and becoming like this, like people saying, yo, you really can act. You actually do a really good job as an actor. Baby Boy. Classic. Like, yo, this is.
Somebody said Vin Rames need to go ahead and get him straight.
That's the only one that can. But so it's I had a lot of hopes for this dude, or I have a lot of hopes. I ain't gonna say had because he ain't went nowhere, but like I have a lot of hopes for this dude. I really hope he gets it together. One thing I will say though, on a more like kind of serious note, the whole like him, which I didn't know about until today, the whole him like abusing his daughter and kind of like violently beating her and stuff like that. I feel like that's the real problem. This, if for nothing else, this is the reason, bro, that you should be trying to save face and trying to like change the narrative. And you're not going to change the narrative by getting online and crying and saying that like she lying and, this isn't true. I think that for the average person, right, based on your upbringing, your background, based on the fact that you out here completely telling people that your mama used to beat you, but this is what makes you so great. One could probably say, is it that far-fetched to believe that you probably have, roughed your daughter up at least once? Nah. Especially when you out here telling people that, like, them getting jobs is robbing from you. Like, nah. Like,
yeah, because it shows that you could just snap at any moment.
About anything. Completely unrelated thing. So it's like, you're just not helping your case, bro. Like, this ain't helping. Just let it go, because it's really not helping. And it's just, this thing that you sent me with his mom. What was that? It's from like his Facebook Live or whatever. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming Facebook Live, where he basically tells.
Oh no, it wasn't Facebook, because apparently he don't do Facebook Live. He do pre-recorded nonsense.
I swear you keep telling me stuff that's like making me not believe in humanity.
Because he act like it's live.
I excuse people for live because I'm like, maybe it was on the cuff. You didn't realize, like, you didn't get it.
You gonna read it or should I?
You can read it because I'm not gonna.
So 3 weeks ago, he posted he bought
This
his mom a new
3
house.
weeks ago?
That it says 3 weeks ago. He posted it on here. I thought I saw it earlier than that, but maybe not. Maybe that's why he don't got no money. He just bought a new house too. I don't know. If there's an award in heaven for forgiveness, having compassion towards those who have broke your heart and let you down over and over again.
Is that a definition? Was like forgiveness. It says forgiveness, comma, having. So was that like supposed to be the definition of forgiveness?
I guess so.
Okay, go ahead.
I hope God doesn't skip over me. My mother is going to pull up in 1 hour. My heart is beating out of my chest. She was an alcoholic for 27 years. Substance abuse killed my childhood. I couldn't wait to grow up and move out. Been living on my own since I was 17. Today, October 11th. Oh yeah, it was this. Marks 11 years of my mother's sobriety. She just got her 11th year chip. And this is how I decided to celebrate her and the victories, God's favor that he has extended over her life.
By making a social media post about me, about her.
About how God is going to give me something special in heaven for forgiving this great of a fault. I'm like, what? This is not how we celebrate. Just say I got my mama a house.
It just clicked on me. Maybe this is all just for attention. That's it. So maybe
you think you got a reality show coming out.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. No, seriously. I think it's this idea that, no press is bad press. Like, all press is press. And so I think that this might be the precursor to a reality show. It's like it's like Love and Hip Hop.
Well, I'm not watching this.
And you see like all these people go online. It has to be like this. That's the only logical explanation. I don't really.
I think he's losing his mind, and I hope he doesn't hurt himself. I hope he doesn't hurt himself because he just seems to be he's spiraling out of control. And the fact that he told us that he changed his number and he's not basically taking the advice of his friends and people that if he calls them friends, probably somebody he's trusted or cared about, like to block all of them out. It's just interesting.
Yeah, it's a really sad place though when you like get to a point where you in one public forum talk about how your real friends and the real people that know you and know what you about and ride for you, and you kind of celebrate them as if like the real ones got my back. But then apparently when the real ones call you to kind of say like, let me have your back, you shut them off. Bro, you're not putting yourself in the best situation. And I don't know, this post, honestly, this whole mother post, like I didn't consider it until now, but like perhaps even maybe some of this is really, there's like some other strategic meaning, because today he said, for everybody that's concerned, like he's good. Or is it yesterday? Like he said that he was good. Like I read that timeline that I sent you of like the timeline events. They said that he like released a statement saying that he's good and he's fine. And like for everybody that's wondering, he's all right. And so I hope, and I say I hope only because it's like, although it would be real grimy and real kind of messed up if it's not for some other reason, but it's like, I kind of hope this is for some other reason, bro, because there's not really, this really doesn't make any sense. And this post itself about your mom, like, I get that you wanted to tell everybody that you bought your mom a house, but you kind of starting it off by saying like, if there's a award for forgiveness and like, let me run you down what forgiveness mean. I hope God don't skip over me. So like, are you doing this for the reward, or are you doing this really because like you're proud of your mom and she deserves it and you truly understand what she's gone through, or you understand substance abuse and so you're trying to forgive her and like, I really want this to be about my mom and her like overcoming more so than like about me noting that, God probably got an extra award for me because I'm super special for forgiving my mom for being like abused. Like what's happening? What's going on? I don't know.
It makes no sense. And I think I feel sorry for his wife and his new baby on the way. Like if he continues down this, it just seems like they live in the closest proximity to him. And if he doesn't get if he loses, the opportunities acting wise and all of this stuff, it seems like he's just going to continue to spiral out of control. And that kind of emotional instability creates the same environment for his wife and child that he grew up in, and it kind of repeats the cycle. You might not be a substance, you might not be abusing a substance, but you're that kind of erratic behavior that comes from substance abuse, you're continuing to display. So I hope for their sake that he gets, and his own sake, that he gets the help he needs.
Yeah. Like, for real. Like, we clown this dude, and it is real all fun. It's fun in games, but as you stated, I hope the dude gets some help because, yeah. It's I mean, at this point, after this realization of it being for a reality show, I'm like, I honestly don't really know if
I don't think it's a reality show, though. I don't even think he has. I think this is who he is, because when I look at how he's handled social media, when he portrays himself, like Amanda Seales spoke really on her Insta story about this, that I think was really true. She was like, when people pretend and portray something online and it's an extreme, like he portrayed an extreme, they're usually an extreme opposite in real life, So I was like, that's kind of true.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
I think this is he just giving us this extreme positivity and no telling what he was like in private all these years, and this is just the unraveling of him.
Yeah, that's true. Well, we're gonna
it's still kind of funny though. Not that he's unraveling, but when he cried those tears of sorrow I was
watching on my phone, but did he actually have tears?
Yeah, at some points water did come out.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Oh my God, it was.
I didn't know if it was an internal cry, because at some point in time, when he starts kind of howling, the camera always goes up to like the ceiling, and so I was like, I don't know if you're really crying.
It just seemed real fake to me.
If you want,
I don't know if this is. Am I ruining my shot? God, am I ruining? Is this gonna be held against me? Oh my God!
I swear, I thought it was Facebook Live. I really did.
That's what it seems like, but it's not Facebook Live. I know it's not Facebook Live because when you click a Facebook Live, the comments show up under it as it's happening. This is nothing.
You say this is nothing.
This is pre-recorded, and you asking us questions like we can respond to you, and that just really threw me.
Well, we are going to we're going to add Tyrese to our prayer list for real. We're going to laugh because certain things, laughter helps us all get through it. And then we're going to keep this man in our prayers because hopefully somebody can get his number and then call him and he'll answer.
Yeah, because I'm going back to make sure it's not Facebook Live just so I can make sure. And it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Well, we tried. I tried. Anyway, well, y'all let us know what y'all think about Tyrese. Hit us up on Instagram at brunch_culture and on Twitter at brunchculture. And we will be back for our Toaster Roast.
And we're back with our Toast or Roast. So today I want to toast Swiss Beats. I saw, as I was scrolling through my timeline, a video of him, and apparently he's graduating from Harvard in 3 weeks, and he was like, it's never too late to go back to school. That was a goal he set. He said he hated school when he was in high school, but he set a goal as an adult to finish, and he's been going to Harvard for the last 4 years, and who knew? I didn't know.
Yeah,
but he graduated this week. And he was like, I'm doing this for my family. I'm doing this for the culture. And I just thought that was so dope. And he was like, I could have been in jail right now, but I'm graduating from Harvard. I'm from Brooklyn. And I was like, man, that's dope. So shout out to him. Toast to Swiss Beats. That's dope. I can't remember his thing, what he says on songs, because I was about to say it, but I can't remember. Yeah, the last song I remember that he was on was Bring Him Out. So.
Not Bring Him Out.
I know that's old. That's the only thing I can think of right now.
That's all right.
He's done more since then, but that's all I got right now.
That's all good. I ain't mad at you. Yeah, just Swizzy.
Yeah.
So I have a number of things that I want to really toast. I feel like it would be offensive. So one thing I really want to toast is like everybody that made a meme of Wendy Williams drop, just because, yeah, they were classic.
Giving a speech.
The Wendy Williams drop, it was great, man. I feel like she had to even laugh at these. Like, you know, she says she has a sense of humor, so she had to watch these things and laugh. Who I will actually toast, and this is kind of, I just feel like because she's winning, and she definitely, I'm always a fan of the underdog, so I just want to toast Cardi B. Cardi B and Offset actually got engaged, and I think it's dope because I think oftentimes people look at where somebody has been or the type of person that somebody is in, like, you know, one snapshot of their life, and they think that that's all that person can be. And I feel like what Cardi B does is challenges a lot of people that support like a lot of the culture, and it's like, yo, you know, I'm down for the culture, but then want to like edge out one segment of the culture, and then this person that comes from that oftentimes edged out segment of the culture is kind of come up in the ranks and is like, yo, I'm a force to be reckoned with, not because I'm successful, but actually because I'm successful and I have like real talent and I can show you that. And just like a lot of stuff is going good in her life, and so I just think it's really dope. I hope that she's enjoying it. I heard that her and Offset broke up over like a purple blanket or something like that just a few weeks ago, so that was crazy.
Yeah, I saw the side chick came out just recently. Today.
Side chick came out.
I guess she was upset that she got a ring. I don't know.
No, I never knew that guy. I was just excited for them being like, yo, this young love, and like they young.
I only
like,
know that Tony Roman, who does the Bonnet Chronicles, she was talking about it.
Did you say Tony Roman?
Roman. Isn't her name Roman?
It's Tammy Roman.
Oh.
She just gave her a whole new name. See how relevant she is to you. I didn't even know.
Side chicks don't know how to stand it. Yeah, she did this video. It was interesting, but
yikes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, still, shout out to Cardi B because you winning, and this is your year, and I just hope that you continue to do things. So toast to Cardi B.
Toast to you. Is that all you go? Or you had some more toast?
The rest of them is actually like a toast, but it's kind of still a roast, and I feel like it's probably gonna come off real shady. And we've been here for a minute, so I'm just gonna move on. We can just go.
But we gonna leave y'all with today's good vibe. Today's good vibe comes from Anthony Descent Sperry. I can't pronounce it. Anyway, of course I'll hurt you. Of course you'll hurt me. Of course we will hurt each other. But this is the very condition of existence. To become spring means accepting the risk of winter. To become present means accepting the risk of absence. And that's just truth all the way.
Love it.
There's no relationship where hurt at some point won't be present. It's just inevitable because we are human and we make mistakes and we fail each other.
It's all about how you both respond to it. It was interesting. The one of the video clips you sent me from Pat was talking about that, and it just made me think about this quote that my friend sent me as well, and I think it's really dope. We're gonna hurt each other.
Yeah.
Huh?
The love one that I sent?
No, the sermon you sent me.
Oh, okay.
Offended? Yeah. So that was like, I was like, oh wait, you know, you hear it once, you hear it twice, you hear it 3 times, you be like, all right, this is something I need to make sure I hang on to, because a friend sent me another quote too that was similar and was like, yo, this is all right, this is for real. So
I gotta apply it. That's what I'm struggling with application.
No, I mean, you know, we all apply it in different ways. I mean, I like a good reminder, but I feel like I applied mine in the best that I could at that time. Now we're moving on and try again next time.
I was talking about me.
That's what I'm saying. I think you did it the best that you could at that time. Let it go. Let it go. I'm just playing. I'm really just playing. No, but as always, guys, it's going to wrap up another episode of Brunch Culture. We thank you guys so much for rocking with us. We have been getting some great feedback and great responses to the show. We appreciate you guys for listening to us and just supporting us and sharing Brunch Culture. We are here 3 years strong because of you guys, and still, you know, being an independent podcast and still like coming up in the ranks and creating our content and editing in our shows and, you know, just doing all of this stuff from the ground up. And we appreciate it. We don't take it for granted. We thank you guys so much for reaching out to us. Make sure that you check us out on our website at www.brunchculturebc.com. Again, we are on Twitter at Brunch Culture and on Instagram at Brunch_Culture. We also have a Facebook page if you're a person that is into Facebook with all of your aunties and uncles and cousins and all those people, at facebook.com /Brunch Culture. And as always, guys, remember here at Brunch Culture, everything is up for discussion.